Have you ever asked yourself why the ancient city was built on the ground? And have you ever wondered what the ancient city might have looked like if it was built on the surface? I have wondered about these things, and I've decided to take matters into my own hands and build the ancient city above the surface, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. For real though, I recently made another video similar to this one that blew up, where I restored the ancient city, and wow, I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched that and gave me so much feedback. And if you haven't seen it, well, now you have another video to enjoy afterwards.
Let me guess. Your home?
It was. And it was beautiful. Titan was like most planets.
I've already created this paradise in Wall Painter. It is a jungle-ish biome island, and in the center of it there's a big open valley, and here we will build the ancient city. And with the snap of my finger, I spawned the entire city. What do you guys think? Now the ancient city is on the surface. Video done! So easy! GG. I'm obviously joking. But for real though, why did I spawn the entire thing at once? That was so stupid of me. I want to build it by piece. So now I have to remove basically everything besides the center statue and the entrance. But here comes the most controversial aspect of this build. And I bet many of you will have different opinions around this. What block or texture template should I go with for the ancient city? I wasn't sure at first. Like, I love deep slate. But at the same time, I don't want this video to be a copy of my previous video. And lore-wise, it wouldn't make much sense for the people to make the ancient city out of deep slate on the surface. And after doing some experimenting, I decided to just go with bricks and mud bricks. I like those, and I think it's gonna be fitting for the city above the surface. But please let me know if you would have preferred something else. I'm all open for suggestions. So now that the first column was done, I just replaced the other ones with the one that I made. By the way, if you guys at any point like what I'm doing, please drop that sweet like for me. That would be greatly appreciated. Well, let's finish this entrance, and honestly, I think the entrance is one of my favorite areas from the ancient city. I love the long hallway with the columns next to it. It's kind of like a park. But I gotta bring something up. In my last video, I kept saying ancient city many times, if not most of the time. I am so bad at pronouncing words, but I do like when you guys meme on me. But this time I will try to say it correctly. Ancient city. But yes, the entrance here is about done, and since we are on a jungle island, I planted some palm trees. I think it looks very good. Since we are up on the surface, I want this ancient city to be a bit different and give myself some more creative choices. So right now I'm building the city walls. I'm also going to include all of the structures you can find in the ancient city and modify each piece and stick them together. One change I made to the ancient city was that I made a bigger gap between the entrance area and the center statue. Normally they are connected, but now they are apart. But okay, we got some walls up, and I began modifying the corner wall piece exactly the same way as I did the other walls. And once it was completed, I continued expanding the walls further. This is really starting to take shape, but we are far from done. The next wall piece I'm editing is the entrance wall. That's what I think it's called. It is a really awesome structure, and if I haven't been clear, I'm not trying to reimagine or improve the ancient city. I like the aesthetics as it is. This is more of a what if scenario. What if it wasn't destroyed? What if it was built on the surface kind of deal. But I placed those entrance walls on the left and right side. I think it looks really good like this. We're not done making walls, but I can tell it's not fun to watch. So let me just blur it out and mention my merch. Yes, I got merch and a completely new store. So if you want to become the proud owner of my first merch, go to unsorted.com. You can download this map that we're currently making and all of my previous worlds. And I really should mention this. I have a Discord and we need more members. So come, join, talk with us, share what you're doing, and let's grow a larger community. I was very ready to build or do something else. The walls were more or less done now, thankfully. And I did something completely different. I love the one water pound next to the entrance. It looked beautiful, and I wanted more pounds, with tiny rivers connecting them. One of these pounds that I made actually goes into a huge cave. Very dark, but it would be a cool place for you to explore. And you know why I made all of this? Not because it was pretty, no. Pandas. Yes, there's panda here. This is the habitat of the pandas. The ancient people loves pandas, I have decided. And they had them outside of their city. If you want to know why, I will tell you later in the video. But what is the deal with this panda? Why does it stick out its tongue at me like that? What are you trying to say? I was now finally ready to tackle the center statue portal, and no, I don't want to hear it. In my last video, you guys said it's not a portal, it's a statue. Blah, 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 blah. No, I don't want to hear it. It is 100% a portal and a statue at the same time. There's no questions about it. I mean, where do you think the Sculk came from? It came out of the portal from the Sculk dimension. We are probably never going to go there as there's no need. I bet it's just a world with Sculk on the walls, Sculk on the floor, Sculk in the ceiling, Sculk in the air. Just Sculk. Basically just an empty dimension with no things in it. Okay, I'm done now. That almost got out of hand, but I just had to get my strong opinion out there. Actually, I think I will make an origin story for the ancient city and its people, so drop any of your theories and I might use it. But anyways, we're making huge progress here on the portal statue. Since we're not limited by the cave ceiling, I've made the structure way taller. What I've done is replacing all of the blocks with stone bricks and mud bricks to fit the rest of the theme, and I've gone with the Maya inspired temple design, and I've also placed down those smaller columns on every corner, and with that, we're done. Let's quickly move away from the main city. I've decided to spawn every possible structure that you can find on a platform, and one by one we will restore, make changes, and prepare the structures to be placed in the city. Let's start with the spa, the biggest and possibly the rarest structure you can find in the ancient city. I've actually yet to find one. Have you guys found it? But it's a good structure. In the spa you can find 3 chests, and as always I replaced the deep slate blocks with stone bricks, I fixed the broken parts, and I tried making it as nice as possible with some greenery. And there we have the spa, what I assume to be the most popular structure for the people in the city. I just hope I have room to place it down. It's quite large. Then we have the most common and tiniest structure, the statue of the center portal. Yes, I'm choosing to die on this hill. No big changes were made to this one besides adding some mud bricks to make it fit with the rest of the city. The next structure up is the barracks, a very common but very good structure to loot. And once I replaced the deep slate, I began making interesting changes, such as making the top area much nicer with tiny water canals on the floor. I don't know if that is fitting for a barracks, but I really like it. And with that, I was done. Or was I? The barracks have 2 staircases going up to the top floor, but what is beneath it? What is inside the barracks? Nothing was inside it. And to me, that is just a missed opportunity, so I've taken upon myself to make an extra room inside where you can find armors, weapons, arrows, and some crafting tables. I even hung up some enchanted gear. But now, I'm done with the barracks, and I like it a lot, and I'm especially happy that I made the extra room. Now we have the tall watchtower. I did not do too much to this structure besides switching out all of the blocks, and I placed more lanterns and just added extra things such as fences and carpets. I did however made the bottom floor full of moss, as I've decided that this structure won't be actually inside of the city, but it will be placed outside of it. We're almost there. Just a few more structures to cover. And this right here is the Icebox. A nice simple structure with staircases leading up to a trapdoor at the top. And it is here where the ancient people dropped and stored all of their delicious food. And I just went with a similar design and look as the other structures you've seen. But guys, I'm getting really excited to soon begin placing down all of these structures. It's going to end up looking so cool. But the next structure up is the temple. And I love the tall entrance gate. It looks awesome, but this structure was badly damaged and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. So I just kept it simple and placed down a tiny portal statue. So now the people from the city can enter here and worship the warden in peace and quiet. Very good, so now I'm going to fix and change the tall house structure. This one I can't figure out what it's supposed to be. Please give me your thoughts. Is this a house? Is it a bathroom? Perhaps a library? I'm not sure, but I made it a bit nicer inside with some plants and stuff. And I thought it would look better if I made it even taller with an extra roof above. And because of that, I placed down an extra chest with loot. There's only 2 more buildings left before I begin populate the city with all of these structures. This one was called Ruin 1, I think, so not much for me to go off, but I believe it used to be a simple home. And we do need homes in the city, otherwise, well, it wouldn't be much of a city. So I made it into a simple but nice house with 2 bedrooms and I don't know, a living room. Not to brag, but I really liked how this house turned out. I am especially happy with the front of it. Now, finally, here's the final structure I will fix. This one is also a ruin, and yes, I will turn this one into a house as well, with similar aesthetic to the previous home. But to make this one a bit different, I made an extra floor with a deck roof that comes with a bathtub or a hot tub, you choose what it is. There we have it. All of the structures from the ancient city has been repaired, modified, and are ready to be placed in the city. I started with the spa, as it is easily the largest one, and as you can see, I could fit it, but it was an extremely tight fit, and I kept trying with different rotations and stuff until I had to face the truth. I needed more space, so I pushed a couple of walls out on the right side and made one large open space for the spa, and there it fitted perfectly, just like butter. Now I can move on and place the other structures. I had one of each in different location, but I did place some extra copies of the regular homes, but placing down the structures was just the easy part. I need the city to look dense and nice, and I began by making pathways that goes and connects to everything. Made it out of a mix of stone, andesite, gravel, and cobblestone. I wanted the inside to be a bit brown and have a lot of dirt, besides from certain areas like the home's backyard, where they are growing their own tiny farms. I also made some extra tiny structures in the left corner to make a small trading district, and with that, I'm nearly done. Just doing some minor details to the rest of the city, like adding adding a couple of fountains, palm trees, flower beds, and other decorative items. I'm not going to go overboard with the outside area, but I placed down 4 watchtowers around the city. I made a wheat farm, I fixed a river flowing down, and I actually forgot to patch up or fix the entrance area. So I just did that now. I also made paths going from the city to each watchtower. And before showcasing everything, I went beneath the central portal statue and added a couple of support pillars. I really wanted to build more in here. It could be filled with all of the riches, or maybe multiple different rooms with different stuff, or maybe they have built redstone farms. There's many possibilities, but I decided to leave this room empty for whomever wanted to support me further by downloading this map, so that you can choose and build whatever you want in here. Now, are you guys ready to properly see the ancient city above the surface? Enjoy! That's it, you guys. That is the ancient city built on the surface. And if you want to download this map, go to unsortedguide.com, or you can download it via my Patreon. Speaking of Patreons, thank you so much for supporting me. Here's your names. Wow, that is a lot of great names. I'm also working on a side project. If you look at this image here, you can see that I have the island of the ancient city in the left center, and in the top left corner, I have my Squid Game island. And as you can guess, the goal is to bring all of my builds into one single world. So I was thinking of placing my zoo somewhere here in the center, and I don't know, just throw the Jurassic Park one in the ocean somewhere. I think it will be good. But again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Buy my merch, please!